In a world where anxiety seems to have become a constant companion, an ancient philosophy offers a beacon of wisdom and strength. This is Stoicism, a school of thought originating over 2 millennia ago in ancient Greece and Rome, yet it remains strikingly relevant today. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that true power lies within. Imagine stepping back from the chaos and finding solace in the simplicity of life's inevitable uncertainties. While our modern world is vastly different from the days of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, the challenges we face, stress, social pressures, the relentless pursuit of success, remain deeply human and universal. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control, our own thoughts, intentions, and actions. This shift of focus from the external to the internal is where its timeless relevance shines through. By grounding ourselves in what is within our own power, we can build an unshakable inner fortress of resilience that shields us from the storms of the outside world. Consider the pressures of social media, where external validation often skews our sense of self-worth. Stoicism teaches us that these external opinions are beyond our control and that true contentment comes from within. This philosophy invites us to question, what if we stopped worrying about things outside our control? How might our daily anxieties diminish? Just as the Stoics practiced centuries ago, today, we can use these principles to navigate the seas of stress and judgment that characterize modern life. By adhering to its teachings, Stoicism makes possible the cultivation of a mental strength that empowers us to face adversity with grace. It promotes tranquility in the present and guides us towards a life aligned with virtue and purpose. Stoicism remains a refuge, creating a balance between external chaos and inner peace. Imagine harnessing this ancient wisdom as a tool to navigate our increasingly complex lives. With its focus on internal fortitude, Stoicism remains a testament to the enduring human spirit. As we embark on our journey through these teachings, let us explore how one can embody this philosophy today, gaining insights on cultivating a state of contentment against the backdrop of modern demands. What's next on our voyage of discovery? Let's find out. We just explored how Stoicism serves as a timeless guide in navigating the anxieties of modern life. Now let's place ourselves in the bustling city of Seattle, where we meet Michael, a software engineer, a devoted father, and, like many of us, an individual juggling the relentless demands of work and family. Every day, Michael finds himself overwhelmed by tight deadlines at work, the pressure to provide for his family, and a perpetual feeling that he's never quite living up to the expectations he sets for himself. These pressures weigh heavily on his shoulders, and he feels his mental well-being slipping away. One evening, Michael stumbles upon a book on Stoic philosophy. Intrigued, he begins reading about figures like Seneca and Epictetus who, despite living thousands of years ago, seem to have had insights into the very struggles he faces today. A particular Stoic teaching resonates deeply with Michael, the idea that it's not events themselves that disturb us but our judgment about them. Reflecting on this, Michael realizes how often he allows external pressures to dictate his inner peace. He starts practicing the Stoic art of pausing to evaluate his responses to these pressures. Rather than immediately reacting to stress, he chooses to shift his perspective and focus on what he can control, his thoughts and actions. Slowly, Michael begins implementing Stoic exercises into his daily routine. He sets aside a few minutes each morning for quiet reflection, journals his thoughts, and reminds himself that pain and hardship are part of the human experience. These practices bolster his resilience, enabling him to face challenges with a calm mind and a steady hand. His evenings become times of gratitude, reflecting on lessons learned from the day's trials, always reminding himself of his capacity to adapt and grow. Michael's journey exemplifies how Stoic philosophy can empower us. By concentrating on internal strength and accepting the inevitability of external chaos, we can thrive despite the turbulence of modern life. So, what's next in our exploration of Stoicism? We'll uncover a crucial Stoic principle, the power of distinguishing between what we can and cannot control, an insight that has guided individuals like the philosopher king, Marcus Aurelius, through countless adversities. Let's delve into this principle and its transformative impact on our lives. Scene 2. We just saw how Michael from Seattle found relief through Stoic concepts amid the pressures modern life imposes. Now let's delve into one of the most fundamental precepts of Stoicism, a principle that can transform your perspective and your life. The art of distinguishing between what you can control and what you cannot. Picture your daily life as a vast sea. Every wave represents life's unpredictable circumstances. The missed deadlines, the unexpected traffic, the harsh words from a stranger. These waves are relentless, beyond your control. What you can control, however, is your ship, your mind, and your reactions. Within you lies the power to choose your response to every wave. This awareness is what Stoicism seeks to cultivate. The key insight here is the awareness of what falls within our domain, our thoughts, emotions, and reactions, and what lies outside it, such as other people's actions or the course of events. The ancient Stoics remind us that it is futile and self-defeating to try to control the external world. Instead, they urge us to redirect our energy towards mastering our inner world. Marcus Aurelius, a revered Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is where true freedom lies. Imagine yourself in Michael's shoes, overwhelmed by work and personal pressures. It is easy to feel crushed by the weight of it all, but focusing only on what you can control, like the thoughts you choose to engage with or the attitude you decide to adopt, brings clarity and relief. Suppose Michael finds himself anxious about a looming deadline. Acknowledging that while he cannot stop time or control every aspect of a project, he can choose how he reacts, by breaking the task into manageable parts or shifting his mindset, to view the challenge as an opportunity for growth. This Stoic principle is transformative because it brings us back to our center. It strips away unnecessary emotional turmoil and shifts our focus to something far more productive, our own capacity for calm and reason. By embracing this mindset, we invite peace into our lives, stepping away from the chaos that frenetic, external pursuits often bring. Now here's a thought-provoking question. How often do we grapple with anxiety, anger, or frustration over things beyond our control? Imagine the liberation of letting those concerns go. As you reflect on this, consider how distinguished philosophers like Epictetus remind us that the path to tranquility is found not in controlling the uncontrollable, but in mastering our responses. It's about resigning the futile attempt to command life's tides and instead learning to ride them with grace. What's next? Let's find out how Marcus Aurelius exemplified these principles at the pinnacle of power and responsibility. As turmoil surrounded his reign, he anchored himself, in this very practice maintaining composure and wisdom amidst the whirlwind of chaos. Join me as we explore how the lessons from a Roman emperor's Stoic resilience can empower us today. Previously, we explored the Stoic wisdom of focusing on what we can control, our attitudes and reactions, rather than the unpredictable twists of life. This principle was vividly embodied by none other than Marcus Aurelius, the revered Roman emperor and philosopher. During his reign, Marcus Aurelius faced an empire riddled with challenges, relentless wars, a devastating plague, and political turmoil. Yet he is remembered not just as an emperor, but as a philosophical leader who epitomized the resilience of Stoicism. Picture this: the Marcomannic Wars stretching the empire's military, draining resources and testing Roman strength. At the same time, the Antonine Plague ravaged the population, claiming lives and worsening chaos. Amidst this crisis, Marcus Aurelius, sitting at his desk with his thoughts collected in meditations, applied the core Stoic principle of controlling the controllable. He focused not on the looming shadows of external calamities, but on governing with wisdom, justice, and moral strength. Imagine him writing one of his reflections: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." With every challenge and setback, he urged himself not to succumb to despair, but to see obstacles as opportunities for growth and improvement. He demonstrates a profound insight. During the darkest times, the light within must remain steadfast and undeterred. As his soldiers endured the grueling demands of the battlefield and citizens grappled with loss, Marcus Aurelius exemplified calm leadership. He accepted the limitations of his control, understanding that he couldn't single-handedly end the plague or prevent every battle loss. Instead, he turned his attention to maintaining the internal strength and unity of his people, ensuring the continuation of their civilization. Through his collected writings, we see a ruler who cultivated inner peace and clarity amid chaos, focusing on virtues like humility, duty, and temperance over the unpredictable sway of fortune. This focus not only helped him govern effectively, but earned him a place in history as a model of Stoic perseverance. So let's consider, how often do we, unlike Marcus, rail against circumstances beyond our control, letting them dictate our happiness or frustration? In your own life, when confronted with adversity, do you lament the storm or adjust your sails? Reflecting on Marcus Aurelius, we are reminded that true power rests in navigating hardship with a measured mind. This wasn't just historical happenstance. It was a deliberate practice of Stoic teachings, showing us that when we refine our focus, we can conquer internal chaos even in the midst of external turmoil. Marcus Aurelius's ability to remain composed and effective in such an era of instability underscores the timeless value of Stoicism in fostering resilience and clarity. What's next? How can these ancient teachings be relevant in our daily battles today? Let's find out in the upcoming scene as we delve into practical applications of Stoic wisdom in handling modern-day stress and setbacks. Scene 3. In our fast-paced lives, stress often feels like an unwelcome companion, particularly in demanding professions or when setbacks catch us off guard. But as we explore the application of Stoicism in these everyday challenges, remember that this ancient philosophy offers a perspective shift that can transform trials into opportunities for growth. Let's consider Emma, a project manager juggling tight deadlines and high-stakes projects. The pressure at work sometimes feels insurmountable, leading to anxiety and fatigue. Here, Stoic wisdom emphasizes focusing on what she can control, her reactions and attitudes, rather than the uncontrollable external pressures. When the weight of a looming deadline grows heavy, Emma reminds herself of the Stoic principle. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This mindset allows her to concentrate on managing her time efficiently and communicating effectively with her team, significantly reducing her stress levels. Moreover, Stoicism encourages reframing our mindset towards challenges. Emma now views intense projects not as burdens, but as valuable training grounds for developing resilience and problem-solving skills. Each obstacle becomes a chance to learn and grow, enriching her experience and fortifying her against future challenges. This perspective change is more than mere positive thinking. It is a pragmatic approach to life's hurdles. By seeing difficulties as opportunities to cultivate inner strength, Emma not only meets her responsibilities, but thrives in them. Now consider another scenario: a sudden and unexpected setback, perhaps a project failure or a missed opportunity. Initially, it feels like a personal defeat, but Stoicism provides a framework for processing these experiences. A key Stoic practice is negative visualization, periodically contemplating potential setbacks to prepare oneself emotionally. By imagining setbacks beforehand, individuals are better equipped to handle them with equanimity when they occur. For Emma, this practice meant she was not overtaken by panic when her project didn't go as planned. Instead, she calmly assessed what went wrong and planned a course correction. Stoicism also teaches the acceptance of the present moment, understanding that by accepting what is, we free ourselves from the anguish of wishing things were different. For Emma, this acceptance doesn't mean passivity, but rather acknowledging the reality of the situation and responding effectively. She focuses on what remains within her power and works towards improvement, embodying resilience rather than dwelling on loss or failure. In each of these situations, Stoicism offers more than philosophical musings. It provides actionable strategies for modern life. Through the Stoic lens, challenges are not obstacles but stepping stones on the path of personal growth and inner peace. Emma's journey illustrates how powerful a mindset shift can be in the navigation of life's complexities. We just saw how these timeless principles guided Emma to handle modern pressures with grace and wisdom. But how do others fare when they apply Stoicism to real-life crises? What's next? Let's find out. In our last segment, we explored how Stoicism equips us to handle the stresses of modern life by reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Now let's delve into a real-life story that beautifully illustrates this philosophy in action. Meet Susan Clark from Boston, an inspiring example of living through a challenging period and emerging stronger, thanks to the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Susan, like many of us, found herself at a crossroads, a once stable career unexpectedly unraveled, personal relationships strained to the breaking point, and a sense of purpose that once felt clear suddenly blurred into uncertainty. It was a time of crisis, one in which despair could easily have taken over. The key to her transformation, however, lay in her embrace of Stoic principles. At the heart of Susan's journey was the Stoic emphasis on distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot. In the midst of her turmoil, Susan began to practice this crucial discernment. She realized that although she couldn't control the circumstances that had disrupted her career and relationships, she could control her responses to them. This shift was more than intellectual. It was transformative. By focusing on her own reactions and attitudes, Susan learned to navigate her challenges with a newfound sense of resilience. In practice, this meant adopting daily rituals inspired by Stoicism. Mornings started with journaling, where Susan set her intentions and reflected on what truly mattered to her. She embraced the Stoic exercise of negative visualization, imagining worst-case scenarios to cultivate gratitude for what she still possessed. Mindfulness became part of her routine, enabling her to remain present and composed amidst the chaos. These practices did not solve her problems overnight, but they equipped her with tools to face adversity more effectively. A particularly meaningful moment in Susan's journey occurred during a difficult time when everything seemed to converge against her. Instead of succumbing to frustration, she remembered the words of Marcus Aurelius. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." With these words as a guide, Susan found the resolve to direct her energies inward, cultivating an inner tranquility that was unshaken by external circumstances. Slowly, but surely, things began to change for Susan. With clarity and purpose grounded in Stoic wisdom, she embarked on a new career path that aligned with her values. Her relationships, once strained, were rekindled with deeper understanding and compassion. Most importantly, Susan emerged from her crisis with an empowering sense of agency over her life. She realized that while the world around her could be unpredictable, she had the inner strength to remain resilient no matter what came her way. Susan's transformation is a testament to the enduring power of Stoic philosophy. She embodies the resilience and clarity that Stoicism promises to those willing to embrace its principles. Her story invites us all to reflect. How can we apply these ancient teachings in our own lives to overcome personal challenges? As we look forward, what's next? Join us as we uncover practical Stoic exercises that can help you cultivate this same resilience and clarity in your daily life. Let's find out how small, consistent practices can lead to profound changes. Scene 4. In our journey to embrace Stoicism, one of the most profound steps is to establish consistent and practical habits that anchor the philosophy in our daily lives. Just as we saw Susan Clark in the previous example transform her life through Stoic wisdom, we too can integrate these practices for lasting change. Let's explore 3 actionable Stoic exercises that you can begin implementing today. First, consider the power of keeping a daily journal. This practice offers a sacred space for reflection, where each day you can examine your thoughts and actions. By setting aside a few moments each evening, ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where could I improve? This habit not only fosters self-awareness but also helps you trace growth over time, creating a tangible narrative of progress. John Hicks, a teacher from Chicago, shared that by journaling, he found clarity and direction amidst life's noise, allowing him to navigate challenges with a clear mind. Next, let's delve into mindfulness, a crucial aspect of Stoic living. The Stoics believed in being fully present, and mindfulness helps cultivate this awareness. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths each morning, focusing solely on the sensation of the air filling your lungs. This daily practice helps disrupt autopilot behaviors, grounding you in the present and enhancing your capacity to handle stress. Consider Emily, a nurse from New York. She found that practicing mindfulness during her hectic shifts calmed her anxious mind, allowing her to be more compassionate and attentive to both her patients and herself. Finally, we arrive at the practice of engaging in voluntary discomfort. At first glance, this might sound daunting, but it's about strengthening your mental resilience by stepping outside your comfort zone. This could mean taking a cold shower, fasting periodically, or spending a brief period of time away from digital devices. These voluntary discomforts recalibrate your perspective, building a robust internal fortitude. Think of it as a training ground for life's inevitable hardships, where small, intentional challenges refine your endurance and adaptability. Picture Mark, a student at college, who once dreaded public speaking. By regularly standing before a mirror and talking to the empty room, he gradually conquered his fear. These practices, though simple, align with Stoic teachings and modern psychology alike, providing a practical toolkit for cultivating inner strength and equanimity. They're not meant to eliminate life's difficulties, but to equip you with the poise to meet them head-on. So, as you move forward, consider incorporating one or more of these practices into your routine. Reflect on how they might transform your perception of everyday hurdles and foster an unshakable stability within you. What's next? Let's delve into how these Stoic practices have personally transformed my life and could do the same for yours. Join me as I share insights from my own journey with Stoicism. In the journey we've just explored, where we discussed practical Stoic practices such as journaling, mindfulness, and embracing discomfort as tools for resilience, I find myself reflecting on my personal journey with Stoicism. It's a path that has profoundly shifted the way I navigate life, transforming my reality into one marked by peace, focus, and strength. I remember a time when the demands of daily life felt like an insurmountable mountain, each task or setback contributing to a persistent sense of overwhelm. It was during these challenging moments that I turned to Stoicism, an ancient yet remarkably modern philosophy that advocates for focusing on what's within our control, primarily our own actions and reactions. As I embraced Stoic principles, a particular insight struck a chord: the obstacle is the way. This transformative perspective taught me to view challenges not as burdens, but as opportunities for growth. This shift in mindset brought an unprecedented level of focus to my endeavors. Freed from the chains of anxiety over the uncontrollable, I could channel my energy into what truly mattered. In doing so, I discovered an inner reservoir of peace, a deep serenity rooted in acceptance rather than resistance. Strength, both mental and emotional, followed naturally. By embracing voluntary discomfort, I forged resilience against adversity, ready to meet life's challenges with calm determination. This newfound strength empowers me to make decisions grounded in clarity rather than fear. Perhaps you're wondering, how did these changes actually manifest in my daily life? Imagine navigating a dense, foggy forest, each tree representing an obligation, a worry, or a moment of self-doubt. Now picture the fog clearing, unveiling a path. That's what Stoicism has done for me. It's cleared the fog, allowing me to see my path with clarity and purpose. As you contemplate this philosophy, consider this. What if shifting your focus to what you can control allows you to unlock a similar transformation? Reflecting on my journey, I find an ever-growing appreciation for the simple yet profound wisdom Stoicism offers. As we transition to our conclusion, consider how Stoicism might usher a transformation in your life. What's next in this exploration of self-mastery and resilience? Let's find out. Scene 5. As we draw to a close on this exploration of Stoicism, let's take a moment to reflect on the profound benefits this ancient philosophy offers us, benefits that resonate powerfully in our modern, fast-paced lives. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of calmness, a deep-rooted inner peace that is not easily disturbed by external chaos. That is the promise of Stoicism. This philosophy gives us the tools to cultivate a serenity that stands firm against the storms of life. Much like a stoic mountain amidst raging winds, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses, and to let go of what we cannot. This simple yet transformative shift in perspective is a gateway to reducing anxiety, stress, and emotional turmoil in our lives. By practicing Stoicism, we learn to embrace resilience, not as a mere defense mechanism, but as a way of life. Picture Michael, whom we've met earlier. Through Stoic practice, he's learned to see obstacles as opportunities for growth, turning setbacks into setups. The practical application of Stoicism doesn't stop at peace and resilience. In our fast-moving world filled with endless distractions and demands, Stoicism offers clarity and focus. It encourages us to live intentionally, cut through the noise, and align our actions with our deeper values. Consider Susan Clark from Boston, who embraced Stoicism during a personal crisis. She emerged not only stronger, but with a sharper sense of purpose and direction, demonstrating the transformative power of Stoic wisdom in real-life challenges. At its core, Stoicism is a way of harmonizing with nature and embracing the flow of life. It empowers us to remain grounded and unwavering, even when the ground beneath us seems uncertain. By adopting Stoic principles, we don't just weather life's storms. We learn to navigate them skillfully, turning the challenges we face into stepping stones toward personal and collective growth. So, here's a thought-provoking question. What if more people embraced the calm wisdom of Stoicism in their daily lives? Imagine the ripple effect of such a shift in mindset, the profound impact it could have on our relationships, workplaces, and communities. We've just seen how embracing Stoicism has brought peace and strength into my own life. And now, what's next? Let's transition into how you can take the first steps on this empowering path. Let's find out. Having journeyed through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, we've witnessed the profound benefits it offers. From finding calm amidst chaos to fostering resilience in the face of adversity, Stoicism provides a roadmap to navigate the complexities of modern life. So I invite you now to not just ponder these principles, but to actively weave them into the fabric of your daily life. Imagine for a moment, waking up each day with clarity and purpose, feeling equipped to embrace whatever challenges come your way. Just like Michael from Seattle, who transitioned from feeling overwhelmed to empowered by focusing on what he could control, you too can redefine your reactions to life's pressures. Or consider Susan Clark from Boston, who, through practicing Stoic reframing, turned setbacks into stepping stones, rediscovering her inner strength. Engaging in Stoic practices such as journaling or moments of meditation can transform your perspective and bring profound personal growth. As Marcus Aurelius once did, you have the power to choose your response to external events. Seek out a community where you can share your journey and gain insights from others who walk the same Stoic path. By doing so, you'll be part of a collective where wisdom flourishes and resilience grows. Will you take the first step today? Embrace Stoicism and unleash a world of potential within you. Our community awaits to support and guide you. Arm yourself. With the tools of the Stoics, you'll find that their ancient wisdom is your greatest ally in our ever-evolving world. Dive deeper into Stoic teachings and you'll find empowerment and personal growth await you. So, what's next? Let's embark on this journey together and see where the path leads. We begin with one small step, a decision to embrace the Stoic way. Are you ready to transform your life? Join us and discover the strength within